At its highest, my estrogen at one point was 66.7. It is now down to 16. And I did that without an AI. What's up, TRT community? Let's help each other. High estrogen in relation to testosterone replacement therapy is a hot topic. So maybe you did a search and this is the first time you've ever even come across my channel. Well, let me tell you this. It is an absolute pleasure to have you. And if you don't want to miss out on any videos, please consider subscribing. By the way, also, I've made a roughly 50 videos to help guys just like you. So look around the channel after you watch this and see if it's a good fit for you. I hope it is. By the way, I am on doctor prescribed amounts of testosterone replacement therapy because I went to the doctor roughly, well, almost 2 years ago now with some symptoms that were bothering me. He checked everything out, did blood work on me, and we found out that I was healthy as can be, except for one area. I had low testosterone. That's when I decided to get on testosterone replacement therapy. And so just to let all of you know that, this is a guy who's injecting testosterone for normal reasons, not for muscle gains, just to get back to his old self, and it's working, and I'm really thankful for it. At its highest, my estrogen at one point was 66.7. It is now down to 16. And I did that without an AI. An AI, by the way, is an aromatase inhibitor, or as some people call it, an estrogen blocker. That's what most people are going to call it that you talk to. And in case you're wondering how I check my estrogen on my phone there, because I got the results on my phone, this video is sponsored by Let's Get Checked. They offer professional, affordable, and discreet at-home health testing kits, and then you can test your testosterone or estrogen from home. And if you want to check those out, there's a link in the description below. Cohen20 will get you 20% off one of these kits. They're really easy to do. I've done them multiple times. Here's a video I did right up here about these kits. Check them out, see if they're right for you. Well, let's first talk about how does your estrogen get so high? What's the culprit? Too much testosterone. And that's gonna happen in one of two ways, but you need to know this about your body. Men's bodies, when you inject and that testosterone gets into your blood system, your brain recognizes all that extra testosterone in your system, and this is what happens. Your brain says, bueno, hay mucho testosterone aquí, en este hombre está muy macho, y por eso voy a cambiarlo a algo más femenino. You didn't know your brain spoke Spanish, did you? Well, it does. So it converts it over into estrogen, and that's where we get into our problem. It happens in two ways, like I mentioned earlier. It's going to either be, you've got your dosage amount right, but your frequency of injections is off, or you've got your frequencies of injections just right, but your dosage is off. That's usually the two ways that it's going to happen. And I say usually because, of course, there are different cases of people with medical conditions. This is not the end-all be-all of this subject, okay, guys? This is for the rest of us. This is for most of us out there. Okay, so let's talk about first if your dosage is right, but your frequency is off. Let's say your doctor tells you, like my doctor told me when I first started, I want you to inject 200 milligrams and I want you to inject it every 2 weeks. That creates a big peak because, like you guys probably know, testosterone cypionate peaks in your system 48 hours after you've injected it. So you get that peak and then you get it going down, 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 down until you inject 2 weeks again later. So I was getting a big peak and I was getting a deep low. I got a lot of people leaving comments saying,
dude, you need to inject every week. That's gonna help take away those peaks and valleys.
And I said, okay, thank you, I'll try that. And guess what? Voila! I then injected 100 every week. That fixed my funky highs and lows that I was at least feeling. At that point, I didn't know about my estrogen though, okay? Well, fast forward a little bit, my doctor then says, hey, I'm checking out your numbers. You know, I really would like your testosterone to be a little bit higher. I'd like your numbers to be a little bit higher. So he bumped me up to 150 milligrams per week. And that's the most I've ever injected ever. I'm injecting less now. At that amount, 150 milligrams per week, that's when my estrogen started going up. All right. Next, let's talk about the second way your testosterone will go up. Like I mentioned, you got your frequency down, right? Maybe you're injecting once a week or even 2 times a week like I am now. I changed over from once a week to 2 times a week. And there's a video about that I can put in the description if you'd like to know why I changed. It's all about when to inject. It'll be down there. So your frequency is right, but your dosage is off. That means that you're going to be injecting, again, too much testosterone, and so your body's going to start converting that over. You've got to figure out what's the least amount that you can inject and still keep your negative symptoms away. Because guys, isn't that the reason why you started TRT in the first place? You were having these negative symptoms that were messing up your life. Mine were low energy, low motivation, low libido, and just these crazy mood swings that were out of the blue. You could even describe it like a little bit of mild depression. And so that's why I got on testosterone replacement therapy. Well, that's why I went to the doctor, and he found out that that was my problem, that's what I needed, and he put me on that. So get your dosage amount right, and then get your frequency of injections right, and that will get your levels down. How do I know this? Well, because I did it. So what I've done is reduce my testosterone now down to 80 milligrams per week that I split into 2 injections. I inject on Mondays and Thursday nights or Friday mornings, and I inject 40 again, so 40 and 40. And that's brought my estrogen all the way down to, look at this, at the last test that I got, you see right there, my estrogen is all the way down to 16. But that's it, guys. It's really a lot more simple than I think we make it, because I am purposefully trying to avoid being on an AI. My body right now is dependent on a synthetic drug. It is dependent on testosterone to make me function normally again. I don't want to therefore inject too much of that I'm then dependent on another drug to make my levels normal, being an aromatase inhibitor. If I can inject just enough testosterone to keep my negative symptoms at bay, to keep me feeling like my old self, then I'm happy. Plus it saves me money. It's not like this stuff's free. So guys, I hope that was helpful. If it was, please leave a like, and also leave any questions that you might have in the comments below. Have you been able to reduce your estrogen as well, naturally? And did you use the methods that I use, or did you use something else? Let us know about it. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless. Peace.